There's plastic in our cheese. Facebook, Microsoft, and Google all have their own developer events, and they announce a bunch of new stuff. And we finally got Trump's tax returns, but it's not as good as you might think. But that's okay, because the silver lining is today's Mother's Day. It's May 12th, 2019, and this is your weekly news show. Hello guys and welcome! This is Frank Velasco here and welcome to your weekly edition of Frank's News Show! Let me turn this down because this is a little weird. There we go. I think that's good. That is no longer happening. And we are live. Welcome and welcome to Frank's News Show. It's awesome. It's good to see you again. I am happy to be here. It's been a week since I've seen you guys, and I missed you guys, you know? I don't know what I would do without you guys, so I'm glad to be back. Let's get right into the news. We got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of upgrades. We're trying to always upgrade the show, make it better every week. That is my promise to you. That is why we had some technical difficulties, and it's later than normal, but that's okay. It's always going to get better, and if that's the price, then I welcome it. But that's okay. So some of you will be getting this live, and others of you won't, because I still need to reobtain my YouTube live streaming rights. So that's going to happen. We're making it happen, but we're still maintaining the model, the formula for what we're going to do here. It's going to be a live weekly news show. There will be no edits. It will not be in any way edited or untruthful or dishonest. It will be completely what you see is what you get. We're going to go over some new stuff. A lot of it's my opinions. A lot of it's stuff that I've seen in the world. I wanted it to be tech news focused, but it's actually going to be worldly news focused. And if it's some of it's old, sorry, but you know, I just discovered it. That's the reason I'm bringing it to your attention. We don't have, if you tuned in last week, which if you haven't, go and watch last week, we don't have to worry about the camera resetting anymore. I figured out a new method so that my camera is recording all the time. If you have any comments about you noticing quality better, lower, worse, or not, leave them below. But I'm trying to always upgrade it. So hopefully we don't have to even do the 20-minute. Remember the last couple videos, we always had to do that every 20 minutes. There was a small cut, but it was still live. Well, now that's not even a problem. So we're already getting better. There's the proof. Go watch last week's video. So that's it. Happy to be here. Oh yeah, whoops. If you guys don't know, there's an email where you can send me questions of anything you want me to ask on the air live. If you haven't seen it, it's perfectlyfranknews@gmail.com. That's one word, perfectlyfranknews@gmail.com. So send your questions there, or you can tweet me at Let Me Be Frank, but with underscores instead of spaces. Let me be Frank. Let _me_be_Frank at Twitter. And you can send your questions there or email them to me, and I will answer them on the air, maybe, depending on how good your question is. So let's get right into the news. We got a lot of stuff to do. Let's get me set up over here, make sure I'm ready for the next transition. Okay. Oh yes, the best news of the week. You guys, it is Mother's Day. Please send your mother something. Wish her happy Mother's Day. Tell her you love her. Send her a text at least. It takes like no effort. There's lots of greeting card companies online. I'm not endorsing or sponsored by anyone, but send her a greeting card maybe. Even go and visit her. Call her on the phone. Just tell her that you love her. It's Mother's Day. Don't forget that, please. She birthed you. Without us, without this, nothing would be possible without mothers. So please, happy Mother's Day to your mom and to my mom, to everyone's mom. And every future mom and every dad too, but moms, I mean, I don't know. This is a nice transition. Speaking of moms, Meghan Markle just had her baby this week, and that's exciting. let's do this. I'm going to send you over here. Check it out. This is Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. That's the mom and the dad. Literally, if you don't know, this is exciting because she is the first American royalty family that has been married to a British person. Like, they're the first intermixing of a British royal and an American, and it's their baby, and it's awesome, and it's cute, and I think they're adorable. She's a new mother, and I'm really excited for them. This is great. So best wishes to them. Congratulations on their new son. What is his name? I should know his name, actually. Let's find out right now. Because it would not be complete if we don't find out his name. Archie Harrison Montalban Windsor. There you go. Meghan. Oh no. Yeah. That's the baby name? I think so. Harry's baby, Archie. Archie Harrison Montalban Windsor. So there you go. That's exciting. Congratulations to them. I'm very excited about that. Check it out. It's a lot of fun. I know Americans don't always care, but I think we have people that watch this all around the world, so we have to cover that. I was excited about that. Okay. We're going to switch topics a little bit. Unfortunately, we have some good news. We had some good news, and now we're going to have to transition because I want to talk about the bad news now and then get it out of the way. This is old news. I have two bad things. The first one's a little creepy, and the second one sucks. This is old news probably to you, but I did not realize about this until recently. So, hold on, I'm bringing it up here. This, you guys probably already heard about this actually. This happened back in April, but I just wanted to bring it to your attention because I thought it was a little interesting. There was this thing on Fortnite. If you guys play Fortnite, I love Fortnite, where there was like the block and they were depicting a suicide in one of the custom made levels. I thought this was really interesting. There was like this whole built thing where a guy knocked a chair out from under him and it was like this weird kind of creepy. And somehow the developers didn't catch it, like the Epic people who approve it. I just thought this was a little weird and wanted to bring it to my attention. Like, if you didn't hear about it, go look it up. But it was kind of weird. I didn't actually see it in person. I heard about it after the fact. Epic was really quick to remove it as soon as they heard about it. Like, obviously, you know, because that's a little dicey as far as public kids gaming content is concerned. But that was interesting. So, in relation to that and too much violence, how much is violence is too much violence? I don't know what... I've never been that affected. I've played video games my whole life, even violent ones. Well, semi-violent. There wasn't a lot of blood and gore, but like GoldenEye 64 and a lot of the, you know, first-person shooters I've played my whole life, and I don't want to ever go out and kill someone. But we're at an all-time high for shootings, like in public places, either whether it be a bowling alley or a mall or a school. There was another shooting this week, guys, in Denver. And this is terrible and ridiculous. This is why I don't understand. I don't know if it's too much for a lot of these people. It's not too much for me. I'm very appreciative of my life, and I recognize that that is not real. I don't actually want to harm anyone. And it seems like there's a lot of people very angry that want to harm people for whatever reason. They think they need to take revenge or get back at society, or I don't know like what their agenda is, but it's kind of troublesome. I don't know what's happening, but I really want to talk about this. I know a lot of people are talking about it, but I don't feel like we're addressing it. I don't think the NRA is the way to go. I mean, I'm not shit talking the NRA, but I think that they have their own agenda. The ATF should be dealing with this. I don't know what the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Department is doing about this, but we should be, you know, having... I love guns. I'll go on the record. I love guns. I think guns are fun in the right circumstances when they're safe. Safe guns are fun guns. You know, when you're on a range and you're hunting and you're doing something proper, when you're trained and educated on the techniques that are not dangerous, and you have a background check. But people obtaining automatic or semi-automatic weapons without a background check at a gun show or anything is just ridiculous. I believe in regulation. I believe in full freedom with regulation. And I don't know what's happening, how these people are getting the guns or why they're doing it, but we should look at it from a psychological level also in terms of trying to help the people and trying to unite the people. Like, those people would not have done that. I feel like if they felt loved and appreciated, the reason they're doing that is because they are cut off, and for whatever reason they're feeling isolated and alone, and they feel like they have no support in friends, and they feel the need to act out. And that is really horrible and unfortunate, and I would wish I could give those people hugs and tell them that it's going to be okay. And I wish I could give the victims' families of Denver, of the shooting. So, what is it right here? I have the statistics right here. 1 dead and 8 injured, 2 in custody from the Denver shooting. So that is sad and unfortunate. But looks like they're going to bring the people. They have suspects and they're going to trial soon. So it's all happening. It sucks, but that is just part of the world right now. Unfortunately, that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this new show, to bring truth to light and to try and make a difference. You know, knowledge is power, and just don't even believe me. Educate yourself. Just, you know, it's all out there. That's the greatest thing. It's a great time to be alive. 2019, the internet and everything makes so many things possible that we can share and have this interaction, and no one has to believe any fake news or false facts. Like, anything you don't believe, just go out and look it up for yourself. I'm not here to convince you of anything. I'm just here. I have some opinions and I try and put a disclaimer on them, but for the 90% of everything, I'm just trying to tell you the news and educate yourself and remind you that you don't even need me. You know, go out and look it up for yourself. It's all there. This is a weird one. So we're in global and politic news right now. But I didn't say this. Season 9 of Fortnite is out earlier when I was talking about that whole weirdness. Season 9's out, and that's pretty exciting. Go look that up. I don't know if you know that, but it's awesome. I mean, it's sort of awesome. There's a lot of new stuff. I think it's getting old. Play Apex Legends instead. But Season 9 of Fortnite is out, so that's exciting. Go check it out. I did a video on it. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. If you didn't hear this was weird. For the first time ever, the Kentucky Derby winner was overturned after the fact. Like, after they completed it, they called a winner, and then they reversed it later. And it was due to this whole thing with body contact. They reviewed the footage, and one of the horses hit one of the other horses. And you can see that it was weird. It happened a couple days later, or not a couple days, it happened later than the thing. I don't actually know the time frame. We can look at it here, and you can read everything. So it was weird. They reversed it and they took it away from someone and gave it to someone else. Then the other weird thing was Trump tweeted about it, and this tweet is hilarious. The Kentucky Derby decision was not a good one. It was a rough and tumble race on a wet and sloppy track. Actually, a beautiful thing to watch. Only in these days of political correctness could such an overturn occur. The best horse did not win the Kentucky Derby, not even close. What the hell? What is he even saying there? That is I'm sorry. That is our president. That is the man in charge of our entire country and has the nuclear codes. What does that even mean? He contradicts himself a couple times. I just thought that was funny. I had to bring that up in relation. But it's also weird because that's never happened before. They've never reversed the Kentucky Derby, let alone to the referees looking at footage later. That's a weird but cool thing. I don't know. It's strange. I have mixed thoughts. I get that Trump is mixed, but he's our president. He should be more articulate when he speaks or tweets. Speaking of Trump, there's a lot of Trump news this week. Fortunately or unfortunately, not much of it is good. Oh, we did get his taxes. That's right. I mentioned that earlier. The reason why I said it's not great is because it's not all of his taxes. It's barely any. It's no recent taxes. So we got Trump's taxes from the New York Times had on record somehow and released Trump's taxes from 1985 to 1994, and that's better than nothing. We still want his current taxes, and we want to see payments and stuff and collusion, possible material. I'm not saying it's is or isn't there, but I want to see everything. If he's not guilty, he should be able to show us. And if he is guilty, then that's probably why he would hide it. Now, I'm not making a conclusion either way for myself, because I don't know. I try and go by facts. But looking at his taxes from those years, for that decade, it's like 9 years, or almost 10 years. He actually lost $1 billion over that amount of time, which I don't actually think is that much money. I mean, with inflation, it's a lot more. It's almost $2 million. But still, that over a 10-year period, that's not really that much for a billionaire. Oh, thank God. Sorry if the sound is bad. I had a whole issue with syncing up my sound, streaming with my Lumix, my Panasonic, my best camera that I have, my 4K camera, and having the sound synced, and also my refrigerator is running and all this stuff. So I apologize if the sound is weird or gets weird from before this point or after this point. But him losing that much money is not really that big of a deal, in my opinion, even though it just confirms what we already knew about him, is that he's a terrible businessman. I don't know why people elected him based on the business platform back in 2016, when he's had a bunch of his businesses go bankrupt. Even casinos. How do you bankrupt a casino? It's basically an all cash influx business. Like, you have to have really bad business practices to bankrupt a casino. Yet Trump did. And it's all out there. Again, don't believe me. Do a Google search. It's all out there for you to read. It's all public. He's a terrible businessman. So the fact that we elected him on that. So this is nothing new. This just proves what I already knew. I still want to see his current taxes. And I hope that they should. Every single president in the past has. Not that they're required to. They just did because they were upstanding, honorable people. Trump has no honor. He has no respect for anyone, including himself or his wife or women or people of different cultures or religions. Sorry, there's emotion getting involved. So he just this week also, Trump asserted his executive privilege and blocked the full unredacted Mueller report from being released. That's not necessarily concern to you or me. It's in concern, I mean, not directly. It's in concern to our rights and our government and whether our president is an honest person. But I don't think, we know he isn't. But if you don't know this, go to Barnes & Noble and download the whole Mueller report, redacted version, the stuff that us private citizens can't learn. But you can download that version, and hopefully the government gets the unredacted version, everyone, so we can have full transparency. But again, knowledge is power, read it yourself. Everyone should have all the knowledge, and if Trump is trying to block it, and then he's later tweeting and saying in interviews that he's the most transparent person, he's helped the Mueller investigation in every turn, that is a lie. Don't believe him. He's pulling the cover over your head. So yeah, hopefully we get that. I'm excited to just have it. I'm still bringing you the full Mueller report video. Trump also this week brought a bunch of new tariffs against China, or, against. He is basically, if you don't follow foreign trade, this week Trump enacted and put in place tariffs. He's a tariff man. If you don't know that reference, go Google it. But Trump thinks that the way to get our country out of debt is tariffs. So if you don't know, a lot of experts have said that tariffs don't help. Well, they do help. But the thing that sucks is they come primarily from the consumers. So tariffs aren't being paid by the Chinese government, as Trump would have you believe. He's like, oh, the Chinese are paying all the tariffs. No. What happens is the Chinese the Chinese have tariffs against them. Hold on, I have a bunch of numbers here. I probably don't even need them. What am I looking at right here? Oh, that's still the Kentucky Derby. Oh my God. Let's, just because I want to show this freaking idiot. Yeah, this guy is our president. This is the man that's running the free freaking world. He does not understand that consumers are the ones that pay the bulk of tariffs. If you do your research, tariffs, the Chinese have to import goods, and yes, they're imposed tariffs upon them that Trump just put into action. So then those tariffs, because the Chinese have to pay more, raise the prices of their goods. So they're not losing any money. So we still import the goods. And then the goods are imported, and then manufacturers or buyers or resellers in the United States buy those goods, but they buy them at an increased price. So they raise their prices. So then the people that are buying them from them is us. We pay the higher prices that we're paying to have these people import and sell or build or whatever their Chinese manufactured goods. So it does, if the economy increases, which it might and probably will, it's all off the backs of us consumers that are paying for it and buying it. Now, when people say they don't want higher taxes, but they're in favor of higher tariffs, that's dumb. They're basically both the same thing. I'm in favor of higher taxes for the rich mostly, for less making people as well. Just like Canada, I want healthcare. And Europe, there's a lot of places in Europe, Helsinki, a lot of places in Finland, Norway, Denmark, they have higher taxes, but they have health insurance, they have free education, and a lot of amazing benefits depending on the country. I'm in favor of that, but I do think that the lower income people should pay less taxes, and the higher wages people should pay more taxes. And there are a lot of wealthy people that also believe in this. It's not just me. It's not just people of low or high income. It's not just people of Republican or Democrat persuasion. People believe that higher income people believe that they should pay more taxes, and I think that's fair because you're making a lot more. A lot of people make so much money they can never even spend as much money as they have. And if you think that you can, you're greedy. Do the numbers. You could spend a lot of money every day as a wealthy, really wealthy 1%er and never even come close to being broke at the level that a lot of people are struggling still today in this country and in the world globally. This is a global problem. This is not just a national problem. So this is why I bring it to light, why I'm very passionate about it, and why I get angry. I apologize sometimes. Let's bring it down a notch. Sorry. Let me take a breath and a drink of my tree-flavored Gatorade. Woo! Like I say, you guys, this is the reason I'm doing this news. So, some economists say that the average family of 4 will pay almost $1,000 more a year just to live at the same level that they are living now with all the new Trump tariffs that he has put into place because of the trickle-down effect of higher import costs that China is not paying, that we end up paying. So yes, we get money. It's a whole terrible situation. Put forth by this man, this guy right here. Yes, this man does not have any good ideas. This man should not be running our country. This man should not be running a lemonade stand. He should be in jail for the crimes that he has committed. The Mueller Report, by the way, indicts him. It doesn't indict him, but he's committed 4 felonies in the Mueller Report. That's the preview of what my summary is, but he is a criminal. I do believe in impeachment, although I know the Senate won't approve it. We don't have enough Democrats there. But he needs to be removed from office, and his Supreme Court appointees even need to be removed. But the Mueller Report, Bob Mueller summarized that this man right here committed 5 crimes. He just didn't believe in indicting a sitting president. So he believes he's guilty. The Mueller Report, as Trump would have you believe it, absolved him of any guilt or collusion, and that is completely not true. Bob Mueller says many times in the Mueller Report and mentions a bunch of crimes, felonies even, that Trump committed, but that he did not believe you could indict a sitting president. Now, that's a difference of policy, not of guilt. So, I think that, unfortunately, that is a bunch of bull that I would like to clear up, and I think we need to take things into serious matters and get rid of him, because he is dangerous. He's dangerous. I think. Maybe not. I'm going off facts. Sorry, I'm on a tangent. I don't think... let's change the subject, shall we? Let's change the subject. I have a good news thing here for us. I mean, sort of. Obviously, everything is layered, but in the first time ever, blah, 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 blah. Is this what I'm looking at? Okay, cool. Pope Francis issues a new Vatican law that helps people. It is basically it's guidelines for how to handle sexual abuse cases in the church. And this is amazing because, unless you've been living under a rock for a bunch of years, you know that unfortunately there's been a lot of reported cases of abuse by little children from Catholic priests, and a lot of them have been hidden. Like, they have discovered it or known about it, the Catholic Church has known about it, or certain people and officials have, and they didn't report it, and sometimes they even shipped them off somewhere else, and then it happened again, and they shipped them off, and they never reported it. So Pope Francis just enacted some new rules to completely help people in new guidelines for what they should do should they encounter. It doesn't make it required, unfortunately. It does not make it required for new Catholic priests to report it, but it does make it, they protect the people that are talking about it. There's a whole section about how they really stress people. The reason they didn't make it required is because they're afraid in certain places people get ridiculed, but there's this whole section about how people should be protected, like the people that come forth that are honest should be protected for their honesty and for their vigilance to make sure that these cases come to light. And this is a really good thing, because for too long this has been a problem and is really sad. So I'm excited about this, and as an ex-Catholic devout person that doesn't go to church anymore but still believes in God, for whatever word that is, you can define it how it is. I don't believe in the Catholic God, but I think it was a good raising. It's nice to see the old Catholic Church kind of trying to keep up and not being totally behind the times with how outdated and ridiculous they are. So let's move on to our next story. And I said this in the intro, the main headlines. This made me sad to my core. Kraft mac and cheese has plastic in it. This is ridiculous. This is something that I'm really sad about. But apparently part of the manufacturing process and on the assembly lines and even part of the packaging, there's this chemical called phthalates. I don't know if you can say that word. Phthalates. And excuse me, just taking a drink of my Gatorade. This is not good for us. So the weird thing is that I keep doing that. Sorry guys, setup is still working and getting better. So there's these plastics that are leaching onto our food. There was this company that did all these tests, and it's actually not just Kraft. There's this website, cleanupkraft.org, that we should all go to. The website is actually down right now, weirdly. Oh, look, it's back up. Oh, nice. It was down when I was trying to do the film, when I was preparing for this video. So what it's saying is a lot of these plastics come from Kraft. This study that I'm mentioning followed 30 different food products, and the phthalates were in 29 of them. And most of them were cheeses. And the only things that was tested was cheeses because they thought that it would show up the most in cheeses, but it's probably in other foods. Now, phthalates have been made illegal to appear in child products since the 80s or 90s, but they still haven't been outlawed in our foods, which is ridiculous. If they're shown to be bad in child products, how can they not be bad in our foods? So, this is a petition to the Kraft Heinz company to clean up our cheeses, and we really need to make this happen. I eat a lot of Kraft mac and cheese. I haven't eaten the powdered one, and actually, the studies show that it shows up the most in the powdered cheeses. The harder cheeses they have less of it. It's still there, actually. This is how prevalent it is. You need to research this. If you're a parent, you should not be feeding your kids boxed Kraft macaroni and cheese right now, because there are plastics, and it's been shown to have mental disorders, and it's been shown to produce learning disorders in kids and block certain processes of the brain. It's not good. In laboratory rats, it causes death, but these phthalates have been, look, here you go. Here's the thing. So what they recommend is switching over to, I've been eating Velveeta, it might be in that too. They actually recommend switching over for the time being, at least. Don't eat the powdered one, but try and make it from scratch. Buy noodles, fresh noodles at your local store, and get cheese that is fresh and make macaroni from scratch. And not only will it be more delicious and healthy, and it'll be fun if you want to cook with your kids or eat it yourself, but it'll be way healthier for you in the long run, and it'll probably be cheaper, actually, depending on how big of quantities you're making. But just be wary. Clean up Kraft, hashtag clean up Kraft, as you see, and go sign the petition, because this is something, the FDA needs to address this, and this is terrible. This is a known thing, and this is part of the whole thing that I always say about knowledge is power, and don't just believe anything you hear or see. There's a lot of things that are happening behind closed doors that we need to be aware of, and that's the whole point of this news show. Is it's all out there. There's never been a better time to be alive. It's 2019. We need to have movement on this. We need to change. We know too much. It's been going on too long, and it's time to have a different mindset and a paradigm, and a time where we take care of each other and we're not making each other sick, and money is not more important. Human lives are important, and health is important. And that's a common theme through everything I do and say that you will see is, please, the powers that be that hear this, I know it's more expensive to not use plastics or whatever the solution is, but we need to have better business practices than this at any cost. I thank you. I implore you. Thank you. Okay, heavy stuff, all day. Let's switch topics to a new subject. Guess what, guys? There's going to be a new Bill and Ted movie. Yeah! There has been confirmed that after almost 20 years, Bill and Ted are coming back for a third installment in their movie. I'm really excited. I love Bill and Ted. They're amazing. Keanu's the bee's knees. I mean, he's a weird character these days too, almost on the Jim Carrey level, with his motorcycle, a zen of motorcycle maintenance awesomeness. But it's been confirmed. It's not going to probably be out until 2020. Oh, look, Orion Pictures, United Artists banner, August 21st, 2020. So yeah, we still got a year and a half, but I'm really excited about this. They're even going to have some characters reappear. There was some old characters that were signed on. So this is going to be awesome, guys. We're going to finally get another Bill and Ted, and hopefully if this goes well, we can get a couple more. That would be really sweet. This is one of the juicier stories. I thought about putting this as the main headline in the title, but I didn't. But this is probably old news by now. It's almost a week old. It is a week. It's a little less than a week old. It's 6 days old. I don't watch Game of Thrones. I know a lot of you will probably be pissed at me for saying that, but what is that? What is that? Oh, that's the CO2 light. I was like, what is that? That's my smoke detector. Watch this. Computer, turn off CO2 light. Nope. Never mind. It should have gone off, but it did not. I can see if I can turn that off. I don't like it back there behind me. I'll turn this off as I talk to you about this because this is hilarious. So, those of you, I don't watch Game of Thrones, and I think it's great. I know it's awesome and amazing, and they have a huge production value, and, you know, great for them. I am more of a sci-fi guy. I've heard it's great. I've seen some future episodes where they have dragons and stuff, and that sounds awesome. There we go. Got it. So the one where, like, Khaleesi or whatever her name is, I don't even know the names, the, like, long blonde-haired chick, the young one with the dragons. She was, like, attacking people last season, season 7. That was one of the first ones I ever saw that I liked, but I skipped a bunch of seasons. I could not get through season 1. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I don't watch Game of Thrones. All of my friends are talking about it. Whatever. I think it's a great show. I don't have that much comments. Maybe I'll watch it one day. But I don't know. I just don't like ancient stuff. I'm like, we've been there, done that. Who cares? Like, let's see modern stuff or future stuff. The story this week was they super biffed it. They really biffed it, you guys. They left, if you haven't seen this, they left a coffee cup on set in view in the scene. Like, where all these memes and stuff have been coming out where people are like, oh, there's a Starbucks in Winterfell. Like, it's hilarious, you guys. Look, so this is, I don't know how someone missed this. Someone's getting fired over this, you guys. But, like, look at this. Let's see. Is it bigger? Can I make it bigger? No, I can't make it bigger for now. Again, I don't watch Game of Thrones. But this is the scene, right? So this is the scene right here without it. Apparently it appears at like 18 minutes or it's like 17 minutes and 21 seconds, I think. Don't quote me on that. I think it's 17 minutes and 21 seconds around there. This scene happens, and if you don't see it, look, there it is right there. There's a freaking coffee cup. Like, what the hell were they? And look at all these memes now that have appeared. It's so funny. Like, how did they miss this, you guys? That is so ridiculous. Like, you might not see it, I guess, but come on, look at that. So, I don't know. I'm in the film business. I'm an actor. I've been on many, many sets, big and small. I've worked with George Clooney. I've worked with Clint Eastwood. I've worked with Gina Rodriguez. I met John Hamm. I'm an actor. I've worked on a lot of sets with a lot of amazing actors and film producers and directors. And prop masters and art decorators and continuity people. And there's a lot of people's job it is to make sure that this stuff doesn't happen. So the fact that this got by everyone and it happened and it's there and like they didn't even edit it out. Like it would have cost a lot of money, but if someone would have caught it at some point, they could have used CGI and removed it. And they didn't. No one caught it until it was on HBO. Like, what the hell are you guys doing? You guys had one job. That was to create a false reality for me to believe and buy into. And, like, let go of everything else and the real world. And you failed with all that money on the last season. Like, they've gone this whole time and they failed on that. I don't know. That's just hilarious to me. I thought that was so amusing and funny and like I don't even watch Game of Thrones and I watched that so many times. So yeah, whatever. I don't know. It's kind of a thing. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that, but come on guys, really? That's anyway, moving on. In more entertainment news, Bill Mahr knock me up. Foxed Knock Me is one of my favorite friends. Bill Maher and Fox Not Me are really good friends. Bill Maher messed up. I love Bill Maher. I'm going to call him out right now. I'm going to call him out even though I know it's YouTube. I'm not HBO, you guys. So if he does call me out, go ahead and make fun of this part. But I'm going to make fun of him. Bill Maher totally lost my respect. That's the problem. I used to love Bill Maher. I actually met him a bunch of years ago at LMU. And I have a picture with him. He was kind of vanilla. Maybe, this camera thing is a weird thing. Like, talking to camera, for people that don't know as an actor, is like kind of weird. You have to have a certain type of personality to do it. I always kind of assumed that he had a lot of charisma because he has so much charisma on camera. But that's a different thing than real life. So Bill Maher does not have charisma in real life. And I got a real glimpse into him. If you didn't watch his last episode on Friday, I really started to realize what a pompous, arrogant dick he is. Because he was interrupting his guests. He had one of the candidates for president on, and I don't even remember which candidate it was, even though I liked him better than Bill this episode. He kept interrupting him. He didn't give him a chance to speak, and I get it. It's Bill's show. He's the one who wants to speak the most. He wants to say his ideas the most. But still, that bugs me so much. Like, you have guests on, let them speak. If you're a good interviewer, you ask questions and you give the space for them to answer. And it was bugging me so much. I was like, shut up, Bill. I want to hear his answer. He's your guest. Let him answer. I don't know. It bugged me a lot. So I kind of lost respect for Bill Maher as much as I had left after meeting him. But excuse me, have me on your show, Bill, or you can be on my show and we'll talk about it and we'll have a dialogue and maybe there's a different answer to be heard here. There's always two sides to every story, right? Okay, moving right along. Oh, but he did have a really great point. He was talking about Trump. And he was talking about how he's a reverse billionaire. And he was like, we should call him Brokeahantas. Why doesn't Nancy Pelosi, the big Nance, start calling him Brokeahantas? I think that'd be hilarious. That would break down his ego. That would make him feel so terrible. I'm going to probably hashtag Brokeahantas on this video because that's hilarious. Because Trump is a terrible businessman and he's broke. And he has terrible business practices. He does not know how to run a business, let alone our country. That's a great line. Good job. Because Trump's always calling people these stupid invented nicknames too that he thinks he can own people with. I want to own him with a nickname. I've done hashtag moron in chief, hashtag liar in chief, hashtag criminal in chief. Those are all the same thing basically. But illustrate different points. I want something like a nickname. Dumpy Trumpy. I don't know. Some kind of weird funny name. Anyway. All right, sorry for the politic news. We're done with all of that stuff. We are about halfway through approximately our video as normal, and I love not having the interruptions. It's so much better. We're done with all the global and entertainment and all the other stuff, and we're on to the tech stuff, the juicy stuff, the stuff you came here for, the stuff that I know you tune in for, because that's the reason that I'm here is for the tech news, which is exciting. We got a lot of awesome stuff. So, Google, Facebook, and Microsoft all did developer conferences this week. Yeah, I know, lots of stuff. We'll start with Google. Google has the Pixel 3a, which is a awesome cheap phone that I'm excited about. Excuse me. Let me get some tree juice. This is my specially ordered. It's called tree juice. I know. And those of you who guys think tree juice is brown, no. When you squeeze it, it's the color of the leaves, not the bark. All right. Pixel 3a. It's a $399 phone. That's exciting. That's amazing. I hope Apple, you're listening. Follow suit. Having a budget phone, the XR, the iPhone XR, at like $700 is not a budget phone. You a-holes. Yeah, you freaking Apple holes. Get with the times. Make a cheaper phone that is a budget phone. Like the 4S or the, what was it, the XE? Your budget phone should be like under $400 or under, at least. That is not a budget phone unless it's $400 or under. I'm sorry. I still think the iPhone XR is the phone to buy because I would never pay over $1,000 for a freaking phone with a notch. That's a different topic. Tune in last week or next week for a different rant about that. But Google hopefully is setting a trend that Apple will follow. They have the new 3A and I'm excited about it. That's the Android phone that I would buy right now. It's exciting at that price. They also announced at their conference that the Google Home Hub is going to become the Google Nest Hub, because Google is using the Nest brand now for a lot of their things. They bought it a bunch of years ago when they acquired it. They haven't used it much since then, but now the name is apparently being distributed to all of the Google services. Not all of them, but at least for now. I think it's going to probably proliferate in a bunch of other ways. Also, they announced auto subtitling on all their videos, including chat, which sounds freaking awesome. If that means if you have an Android phone, I'm not sure if it's just Google or phones or Android phones, but if you're watching Netflix or doing video chat with something that's not English or your language, it'll auto translate. That's freaking awesome. That's Google using their I/O, their IP, and their tech to do something really world and game changing. So that's sweet. Microsoft news. There was the Microsoft Build conference this week. Oh yeah, Google I/O, Microsoft Build, and Facebook F8 are the conference names in case you want to look them up. Microsoft Build announced a bunch of new stuff. There was this really funny thing that happened where, like, I'm really excited about the HoloLens 2, and unfortunately, it did not start well because they had a HoloLens 2 malfunction on stage. Like, they had this,
My name is John Noel, and I'm the Chief Creative Officer at Industrial Light and Magic.
Let's skip ahead and just see. It, like, failed, basically. So, look.
7 hours later,
it was really cool.
They get into their spacesuit.
They had this whole thing where the rocket was, like, launching.
Kind of like they're traveling at 25,000
it's pretty
miles
dope,
an hour,
but
which is faster than human.
Look.
In Florida. And we're now going to see Apollo 11.
He, like, lifts it. That's dope.
And Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Mike
Okay, so that whole thing happened. And then apparently at the end, I don't even think it was that big of a flub. They were, like, watching Neil Armstrong walk on the planet.
Surface
and then it just, like, ends.
Mankind.
And then I guess it just ended. See, I don't even know. But apparently there was some huge flub up. I don't think it's as big as the internet is making it out to believe. But I'm biased because I love HoloLens. Like, oh, Microsoft, if you're watching this, please, Phil Spencer, someone send me a HoloLens 2, please. I'm going to try and buy one, but I am not at that point in my channel where I have the money or resources or anything to, like, buy a HoloLens. But I'm going to try and get one. But please, if anyone sees this that has the power, send me a HoloLens 2 for demonstration, and I will make a video about how freaking awesome it is. Because it is game-changing. It's world-changing. It's going to open up so many possibilities. Look how excited I am. Let me calm my voice down, guys. Sorry. I'm yelling. Let me calm down. HoloLens is going to be sick. So I have a bunch of TVs in my room over there. Everywhere. I love screens. HoloLens eliminates the need for screens. That's the sick thing about it. It, like, literally is going to change your life. You'll just have these, like, floating things. Oops, sorry. You'll have these floating things hanging above in your room, geotagged and locked into the place. It's going to, like, for those of you that don't know, HoloLens is going to change the world. It's better than any other AR technology and also better than Oculus, in my opinion. I think AR has more potential than VR does, but that's a topic for another day. I love them both, but AR is just more revolutionary, and it's going to be broader and more adapted. People are going to play games in VR and go experiences in VR. People are going to live their lives in AR in the very near future. So these glasses will have AR built into them in the very near future. They will overlay a digital structure on our physical world. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited for it. I can't wait. I know people are creeped out and annoyed by that, but, you know, if anyone else has any AR glasses, send me them. I know they have the Index and what are the ones? Oh, the Focal, the North Focals. I want those. I want every AR now. Let's test them. I'm ready. Okay. I'm an early adopter though, so, you know, stay tuned. Microsoft also at the Build conference announced a Discless Xbox One S that's coming out soon. Windows 10 is going to have a dedicated terminal app, which is great for those of you that use that because it's kind of useful, but not everyone will care. There's also going to be a full Linux kernel on Windows 10, which is pretty exciting. That means a lot of awesome things coming your way. They re-announced the emergence of Power Toys, which is a full customization utility for Windows 10. You can do a lot of things. You can customize different looks and applications and actions and all kinds of stuff. That's exciting. They also announced Fluid Framework, which is basically a way for people to more seamlessly collab developers when they're creating or building anything. The workflow can be like seamless, and they can trade off, and they can do digital signatures and authenticated, all this like beautiful shared workflow. It's going to be awesome. It looks awesome. Windows 10 also now has full Amazon Alexa support, which is cool, even though it makes me sad about Cortana, because I love and miss Cortana. I think she's still the best, and I hope she sticks around, and it looks like, at least for now, she is. Cortana is going to be more focused towards a office environment, conversation-driven assistant. We'll see what that means, but it's like workflow, and it's going to be integrated and stuff, but they'll have more integration. So I still think Cortana is not going away. She's going to be integrated and probably have a reemergence in a couple years as she is integrated into all of Microsoft services and as she gets better. And the gap will close, because right now Cortana is way behind Alexa and even Bixby. And I know Bixby's probably behind Cortana. It's probably Alexa, Google Assistant, Siri, Cortana, Bixby. Alexa, stop. And then I know Facebook does have a assistant they were talking about a while, like Facebook M or something, called Facebook Messenger or something. I don't know. They haven't really talked about that in a while. So Facebook had their F8 conference this week as well. And yeah, a lot of basic, stupid Facebook stuff. I don't really like Facebook. I have a Facebook. I use Facebook Messenger. I use Facebook sometimes as a utility. It's kind of like the Yellow Pages. I do not really use it that much anymore. And I'm worried about it because Mark Zuckerberg is a little weird. I won't say anything else. I like Mark. We're all weird, right? We're all weird. He's weird in the same way that I am. I'm just not running Facebook. And I think I could run it with some tips that I have to give you, Mark, if you're watching this. Tweet out to me. I have some tips for you. But anyway, so at their conference, they said that the future is private. But they have a lot of privacy issues. They said that, and they said all these other things, but the thing I'm going to focus most on is that later this week, after they said that, it came out that they're paying independent contractors to view people's posts regardless of privacy settings. And they're doing that for whatever their studies. You've known they do different studies from time to time, and that's not cool. Like, that means that they could have been reviewing mine, even though I have mine on like super private, like all the privacy settings maxed out, and it wouldn't matter. They would view photos that I have on not viewable for public, and like all this stuff, they're only viewable to me. That is a huge disregard for privacy, and that is not keeping up with their things. People, please check your Facebook settings. They also are testing doing advertisements where if they see you holding a Coca-Cola or a bag of Doritos in your photos, they will sell more ads to you. That is a huge violation of privacy. Those are my photos. That's not cool. Again, I'm getting emotional. Watch out for that. In other threats, so there is this ransomware going around in Baltimore. I think I have a thing over here. Blah, blah, blah. What is this? Oh, I didn't get to that. Oh, I forgot that. Wait, I'm going to switch back to entertainment news for 1 second. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Okay, there's a bunch of tech news. I'm going to switch back to one last thing for entertainment news that I forgot. I guess it can be considered tech news, too. But I forgot this. I'll get back to the Baltimore story in a second. Have you guys heard of this channel? It's called likenastyavlog. Now, this channel creeps me out a little bit. I'm going to be honest. I'm a little creeped out by this channel. I don't understand it. I'll play you like 5 seconds of something or 4 seconds in a second. But the reason I want to bring it up is I'm here to reach people. And a lot of you watching this are hopefully my friends and creators. What's weird is this channel has 251, excuse me, I lied, 300 million views on a video that they posted since January. And it's weird content and it's in Russian. So like, I don't fully get it. But look, here's the video. Where is it? It's 5 months ago, 300 million. Look, let's watch it right now. It's called, here it is. Uh-oh.
Да ты красивая, ты самая красивая. Пока.
This is crazy. Like I'm just saying, like, see those cartoon effects? I love that. They added in like cartoons. It's super weird. Anyway, guys, I know this is a weird thing to bring up, but I meant to bring it up when I was talking about entertainment news and stuff. I just want to say, 300 million views in like 5 months. That's crazy. That's crazy town. The internet, there's always someone that's going to watch your stuff. You do you. Don't let anyone tell you you can't do anything, because obviously there's people doing very weird stuff and succeeding. So I just thought that was interesting. Don't let anyone tell you not to be yourself, and do yourself and follow the trends. Obviously there's success. Like apparently I should start making kid videos, but look at that. That's amazing. That's very inspiring. I just thought that was inspiring. Like I was like, what the heck is going on here? Something successful. So anyway, we're going back to tech news. I mean, I guess that's tech news. Baltimore. There's a ransomware in Baltimore that is kind of a thing. So where is it? Oh, I guess I don't even have it here. I guess I got rid of it. I know the talking points anyway. So there's this horrible thing going around in Baltimore. If you live in Baltimore, your fire services and your police services and your EMS services are still up, but the rest of your internet is down. All government services are down in Baltimore now because they were attacked by ransomware that it's called the Robin Hood virus. And it's something that is affecting, it's a malicious ransomware attack that is affecting the entire Baltimore government. Deal with that. That sucks. We all need to get better cybersecurity. It is no joke. It is no joke right now. We need to have everything. Facebook, Google, all companies should be 256-bit encrypted. We should have the best security possible. Data is valuable. It's going to get worse before it gets better, guys. There's going to be a lot of attacks in the next couple of years, months and years, in terms of computer cybersecurity. And terrorism, before people realize that, why are you attacking people? Like, I don't know. Again, I have a weird thing about this. Okay. Apple kills the right to repair in Canada. I don't know if that's going to happen. I hope it doesn't happen here, but Jesus Christ. Right to repair. We all should have right to repair ourselves and our devices. You should check, what's his name? Louis Rossman. He's had a bunch of videos. I'll post something here or here about it, about how terrible it is for consumers to repair their own Apple devices and how hard they make it because they're trying to control the assembly line and the distribution chain. It's stupid and terrible. I love Apple, but I've also gone on record to say I hate Apple. Like, come on, guys. It's not a fun time. Please change your ways. Right to repair for all consumers, and make it easy for us to repair and sell the parts to us, and even sell them at a premium, and let us buy it and repair it just for a couple $1 premium, not a lot. But come on, guys. Or we're just gonna buy it from China. It's that simple. Oh my God. We can get into our rants later. Apple, I think, has been going way downhill. There's a reason iPhones are not selling. Maps have gotten way worse for me. Apple Maps directions have gotten way worse. The traffic directions are terrible. Even the turn-by-turn directions are terrible. It seems like it's taking me on longer and longer routes. I don't know what's happening, if it's just unraveling over there. I had a phone that would not work for 7 months. An iPhone that was DOA would not work for 7 months. And every time I took it to the Apple store, they said, oh, there's nothing you can do. All the data on it's lost. You'll never recover it, buy a new one or turn it in or whatever. It's all lost and gone. It's a lost cause. And I said, no way. I'm not taking that for an answer. I fiddled with it for like over 7 months and finally I got it to work. Because Apple employees are incompetent. Sorry, a lot of you are. I'm not painting a general brush, but most of them, at this point that I've met, doesn't look good. So you have a lot of things to fix. Dictation's getting way worse. It's going down the toilet. I don't know why. Lately, when I say something to Siri, even in text messages, not even to Siri, just dictating through the voice, button that lets you say your voice to text, it's terrible. It'll change words that were correct and then make them wrong. It'll have the worst grammar and then it catches the grammar afterwards and it still is like, why don't you just change it from the beginning? If the grammar's wrong, if your software is doing the little underlining blue lines under the word and it's picking up that the grammar's wrong, put that first. Don't change to when it doesn't make sense, but you're picking up the grammar. Don't change there. It's ridiculous. It's getting worse, guys. I don't know what's happening. Even my iMessage apps rearrange themselves. I don't know what this issue is, but you know the apps on the iMessage bar, and you click the App Store, and all those stickers appear, and you can hold it, and they get bigger. So I rearrange them on a daily basis, and then I open up messages, and they're in a different order than I have put them in every day. What is that about? Apple, come on. In a different Apple story, a UK watchdog story claims that they tested the talk time on Apple iPhones and batteries, and they are full of bull. Apple says, a full day's battery. Well, no, they're not lasting a full day. The talk time is said to be 26 hours, and it ended up being 12 or something. Those numbers are actually not correct. I don't have my numbers written down here, but they were drastically different. But then it turns out that Apple's data on that is by standby time and not by talk time. That's a little misleading and deceptive. You should be transparent completely. Don't even exaggerate it. You ever heard the phrase undersell and overdeliver? That's what you should be doing, Apple. Your brand already makes us expect you to overdeliver. So when you speak to us, try and undersell it. Don't be like, we're the best. We have the most courage ever to do anything. Come on. I have something else I would say. If you guys had courage, I'm just going to share it right now. I was going to wait until the end. If you guys had courage, this is an idea for you, Apple. If you want to do courage in something that's new and awesome, do this. I was talking on the phone last night with my friend. I was using my iPhone. I had my AirPods in. My friend was not using AirPods, but was using a different Bluetooth headset. And she was talking to her roommate, and he didn't have any headset. So we were all talking, and at some points I was on speaker, and at other points I was on the headset, and other times I was just on the earpiece for the iPhone. Now, granted, what I'm about to say would require that everyone has AirPods or at least some Bluetooth. But how cool would it be if, even if it's just exclusive to Apple ecosystem and people with AirPods or Apple Watches or whatever, you could, because he has an iPhone, if I could send him an iCloud invitation for him to join the AirPods and you could wirelessly share, but I don't even want to wirelessly share through just 2 phones and having all 3 phones on a phone call, because I could go through the hassle of group calling all 3 phones. But he doesn't have a headset. What I want is if he had his own AirPods and she had her own AirPods, you could group share AirPods through one phone in the same location to all phone call and audio chat together, or video chat, or FaceTime audio, or whatever. That's a cool idea. Take that through your iCloud, sharing audio, video calling. That would be a cool thing. Now, obviously, it'd be great through the ecosystem. Everyone has an iCloud account, so you need an iPhone or AirPods or whatever, but that would be cool. You should do that, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Also, while you're at it, give us more detailed analytics on phone call endings. So if I'm on a phone call with someone and all of a sudden the call ends, I don't know how the call ended. It'd be really cool if there was some way to tell you how the call ended, either if the person hung up or if you hung up, or if it got disconnected. So like maybe when you click the call details in your call history and you click that little info icon, that it would show you whether they hung up or you hung up or it just got disconnected from lack of data, on the cellular network. That would be cool too. All right. The last Apple point I will make. This is hilarious. I don't know if you guys saw this. There was this Asian man that he went to bed. He was listening to music or audio in his ears, wearing his AirPods. He fell asleep wearing his AirPods, and he woke up and he couldn't find the AirPod, and he didn't know where it was. He was looking all around. He could nowhere find it. He used his iPhone app and to locate them, and it said that it was in the room. And then he started listening, and he could hear it, and he realized it was in his stomach. He swallowed the AirPod. Yeah, he apparently fell asleep and it fell out of his ear, and he rolled over on top of it and somehow ate the AirPod and swallowed it. So this story gets even weirder, guys. You can see it. It was still working for I don't know how long it was in there. He went to a doctor and took an x-ray and found out that the AirPod was still working inside his body, even though these things aren't really rated for being waterproof. I've seen some tests online where people have dropped them in water and they stay okay, but they're not rated for being waterproof or body-proof or stomach acid proof. But this guy swallowed his AirPod, had it found, and then his doctor was like, this is going to be fine. It's not going to matter. And then went through his poop and videoed himself going through his poop to find it and removed it, washed it, and it still works. And so this guy now has this AirPod in his ear that passed totally through him, came out of his rectum, had poop on it, and then he washed it off, and now it's in his ear and he uses it still. I mean, it's a commercial. It's a testament to Apple and how good the product is, but that's a little weird. I don't know how I feel about that. That's kind of cool. It's strange. I have slept with my AirPods on, and this has never happened to me. But, yeah, I don't know. Who knows? I thought that was interesting. Hold on. There was another story I wanted to make sure that I had. Oh, was it this one? There was something specifically I wanted to mention. I forget what it was. Oh, no, this is my Power Tools story. That's the build framework. Of course, I'm going to find it out right after the video's done. And I'll be like, that's what it was! I wanted to do that! Ah, ha, ha! Oh, was it this one? I totally feel like it was this one. No, it wasn't this story. I don't know, guys. There was something I was highlighting that I wanted to make a point of, that of course later I'm gonna find. That's okay. Did I write it in here? Nope. Now, I'm sorry, guys. I'm totally like... Oh, there was something else. I forgot what it was. I was going to put something else in here, and I forgot it. But let's just keep moving right along. We're going smooth. There's no reason for me to make it all rough and talk about it. If I remember, I'll talk about it next week. I'll just like say it really quickly because that's how I am. I love fulfillment. All right. So I talked about that. Samsung is emailing people who pre-ordered the Galaxy Fold and telling them that it is fine for them to either cancel their order or place or wait for their order to come out. These are just rules based on the FCC laws and regulations. So they just have to do that. This is good. If I had a pre-order, I would just wait. I'm excited. I don't know when the new release date is. They haven't announced that yet, but come on, I want it. I want the Fold. There's rumors of a new AMD GPU, but I think those might not be true because they don't seem that reliable. But it does seem that AMD and Cray are going to be partnering on to build the world's fastest supercomputer called the Frontier. More details to come. That's going to be cool. Disney delays the Avatar quadrilogy, the whole 4-section movies that they're releasing. There's going to be four new Disney movies, and they were supposed to come out in 2020, December 2020. Now they're going to come out in December 21, and then 23, and then 25, and then 27. So some of them are pushed 1 year, and some of them are pushed 2 years. Here's the weird thing. So Disney also announced like 3 new Star Wars movies. Yeah, 3 new Star Wars movies that are going to come out December 22nd, December 2022, December 2024, and December 26th. That means that for literally almost a decade, Disney is going to dominate the Christmas box office. Like, they're going to have a huge box office blockbuster movie coming out every single Christmas from 2020 to 27. That's crazy. That's like... They're ridiculous. That's unfair. They are a movie powerhouse. That just shows the kind of what they're trying to do moving forward, like what kind of atmosphere they're trying to create. That is a huge, strong move. That is insane. I would not want to be competing with that, although maybe I will. Maybe let's make a movie to compete directly with that, guys. Let's take Disney down. Yeah. We can do something better than Disney. By the way, I'm really excited about the new Lion King movie. And there's also a new live action, what other movie? And also, I said that last week the Sonic movie was voiced by Ryan Reynolds, and actually it's the Pikachu movie. But I'm excited about that too. There's lots of weird stuff coming, guys. It is rumored that iPhone 11s will get bokeh mode in video. That's pretty exciting. So, the portrait mode that works for iPhone 11, it works on the... or iPhone 10. On the iPhone 7 and 8, you can do portrait mode from the rear-facing camera. On the front-facing camera, you can do it on the iPhone 10 and 10s. It's rumored that we will get video portrait mode or bokeh effects in video on moving targets. That's pretty cool. I would love that. There's software that can do that now, but just to have it built in would be awesome. Okay. This one is a hard one to swallow. There was $40 million in cryptocurrency stolen. Windows updates. Nope, not that's what it was asking me. There was $40 million in cryptocurrency stolen from financial holdings company Binance. It's a weird name. Okay, Binance, Bitcoin, Binance, whatever. This was only, by the way, 2% of their holdings. 2% of the holdings, there was like a violation, a digital violation. A hacker hacked in and stole $40 million in Bitcoin from Binance, and it was only 2% of their entire financial holdings. That's crazy. 2% of their Bitcoin holdings. Who knows what else they have? I don't know if Binance has other types of money, but that's kind of insane. The CEO of Binance went online and tweeted live. He live streamed from Periscope to say that everything was fine. It's okay. They're going to take measures in the future to ensure that this doesn't happen. And even that they're insured and that they will get a lot of their money back. And to that I say, people still use Periscope? I didn't realize that. In fact, when I was thinking about live streaming this video just now, I was like, should I stream on Periscope? And I was like, no one uses that. So maybe I will next week, but apparently that's a thing. Do you guys remember Periscope? That's funny. It looks like we're nearing the end of our news, guys. I'm just making sure that we covered everything. The only thing we didn't cover was that last point that I said that I wanted to, that I had to highlight about a certain thing, and I forgot what it was, but that's okay. We have one last point that I want to bring up. Got the Disney thing. Got that. Yeah, guys, we are covering it all. We are making it happen. So the last section of the video is normally where I do the rants. I'll do one last rant at the very end. But this is our last two news stories. So Range Rover just announced a astronaut edition that is exclusively available for people that want to go on the Virgin Galactic Space Tour. It's a weird thing. It's a $220,000 SUV. The base price of Range Rovers is already over $100,000. So, and anyone that can go on the Virgin Galactic Space Tour that Richard Branson is putting on, I think already has no problem. So it's not that big a deal for them, but it still seems kind of ludicrous and outlandish for all of that. And then this is pretty freaking awesome. I like this. Dyson, guys know Dyson, the vacuum company. They just announced an electric vehicle for 2021. That's pretty cool. Look at these plans here, you guys. So, yes, vacuum cleaner making a car. It's pretty spacious inside. They described it as androgenic, or what is the word? Not having to do with a sex, which is weird. An androgynous car. It's going to be pretty cool. I'm excited about it. I think they can probably make a pretty cool car. It's Dyson. I love Dyson. I have a Dyson vacuum literally right off camera over there. And I love their hand dryers, and I think they make good technology, so I welcome it. And this is interesting because the fact that Dyson is making an electric car actually, for me, is the most proof that Apple might. Even though I know they have Project Titan and the whole thing, all the rumors. This to me just is the most proof that they are doing that. Because if it's that big in the industry and these other manufacturers are, Dyson is, yeah, for sure, Apple is. That's pretty cool. I'm excited. I would buy a Dyson car. That's probably going to be a dope-ass car when it comes out. All right, so it's the end. It is the rant time. This is my one rant for the day. Microsoft, Xbox, you suck. So I was trying to make a YouTube video earlier this week, and I went into my Microsoft settings and my Xbox clip history, and I have an Xbox One X, and I take a lot of clips, and I have the biggest memory or whatever, it's like a terabyte or whatever it is. Anyway, long story short, if you guys aren't aware of this, Microsoft is deleting your clips without you knowing. So I think this is poor practice. A lot of clips that I was excited and counting on for this video that are Fortnite related and that actually involve the sword, the removed Fortnite sword that will never be seen again. I had taken clips of me using the sword, and I wanted to make a video about how sad I was with Fortnite Season 9 coming out, that the sword is gone and the planes are gone and all these things are no longer in there. And yes, some of them were annoying, but some of them were cool, and the sword was awesome. I miss the Fortnite sword when you pulled it out of the freaking ice rock at the top of Polar Peak. So Xbox deleted all my clips. Now, I guess because memory is full, they want you to keep taking clips, so they push out the old clips for new clips. But I'm sorry, this is bad practice. My Xbox drive is full, so I haven't been able to upload clips to Xbox Live for a while anyway. But that doesn't push out my old clips. It says you can't upload your new clips because you need to delete stuff. That, Xbox, is what you should be doing for my clips on my hard drive also. You should not allow me to take new clips. The second my memory is full and I try to take a clip or a photo or a screenshot that there is not memory for, you should say, there's no memory, unable to take clip, delete space. And I will learn immediately, I will become notified by the sheer existence of this practice that I'm out of space. And then I will go through and I will delete stuff. I had no knowledge that I was out of space and that my clips were erasing old clips. This is terrible. I am so pissed. You have forever erased so much of my life and history and things that I was saving and excited to share with the world. Now I get it. Whatever. First world problems, right? Who cares? You lost some clips, big deal. But I'm just saying, it's the principle of the matter. I'm a control freak. I like to have control over my own things. And I feel like kind of raped of my control. I feel like you stole control over my things from me. And it takes away and erodes my trust in Xbox and Microsoft and your whole ecosystem. What else are you doing that I don't know about that is out of my control, that is not what I'm electing to do, that is not what I am choosing of my own free will and volition to participate in your services? It just doesn't sit well with me. It gives me the indigestion. It does not make me feel good, guys. That is it. Beware. Please learn from my mistake. As is a cautionary tale, do not let Microsoft delete your clips, manage your stuff better, and let's start a movement to have them change that, or at least have an option so that it won't delete. You know, have a button in settings that you can change that preference. Anyway, guys, that's it. I've been going on for about an hour and 20 minutes. We're right at our time. I didn't know if we were going to be longer or shorter today. I said I wasn't going to decide how long to go now that we didn't have that 20-minute thing, but we're basically at our time. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the news show. Whether or not you found this news, frankly, it was news to me. So I hope you had fun. Remember, guys, it's Mother's Day today. Please wish your mother a happy Mother's Day. Send her love. It's important. She will care. It will make a big difference in your life and hers. I promise you. If you haven't seen my other videos, go ahead and check it out. I made another video about Cortana. I'll link that one of these places. There's also last week's news show. I don't know if you saw that, but you should go and do that. I will link videos here and down below. There'll be videos down here and over here and over here. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. That's great. It helps me continue to make videos. Every subscription, every like, every comment allows me to continue doing this, and I love this, but of course the support helps me. I don't know if you saw last week's news show. I'll link that somewhere. How about, I don't know if you saw my Palm Springs vlog. I did a vlog where I went to the Palm Springs Film Festival. I saw Jim Carrey talk. I saw Rami Malek, Christian Slater. Oh my God, Sam Elliott. All my favorite people, like a lot of amazing people. Go check it out. It was amazing. I can't even remember and list all the celebrities. Go check that out. I also just did a video on season 9 of Fortnite. You should check that out too. That's going to be linked somewhere. Also, I just came back from Peru. Machu Picchu videos are coming to the channel. Check those out. So go ahead and drop me a like if you enjoyed this video. Leave comments down below of what you'd like to see next. Again, email me your questions. Tweet me them at let_me_Frank, or send me an email at perfectlyfranknews, one word, perfectlyfranknews@gmail.com. I'm yelling again. I'm trying to calm my voice down. I get excited, you guys. I have a lot of fun. Instead of yelling, I need to be calm. I need to remember that this is awesome and be thankful for all of the things that are happening. I'm so excited to be alive. It's a great time to be alive, guys. Check me out. I have my podcast going. We're going to be on Apple News, Apple Podcasts, and maybe even Spotify and a couple other places. We'll see. It's still all a work in progress. We're going to get better every week. Sorry for yelling. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had fun. I hope you guys did too. Subscribe and stay tuned for everything, because there's a lot of great stuff coming. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.